everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little bit of a while since I've updated anything. I'm still working on this journal that I got from Target. I did start it on the 1st of this month, so that was 12 days ago. I did quite a bit of decorating up to here, so that's like about a good third of the pages left for me to decorate. I may or may not take care of at least some of them on Friday, which is when I'm off next. I'm on a day off today, so I just stayed home. Didn't really do much today. The only thing I really ever did was decorate some of the pages of this journal, and I'm glad I did because that really needed to be done. I did do some catch-up work in my journaling. I'm still working on today's entry, but I kind of fell behind since Sunday night, so I had to wrap up with that Monday, yesterday, and then finally today. So this, in terms of writing, this is as far as I got with writing. Lately I have been writing quite a bit pertaining to a failed friendship that I had. I was friends with this individual for ever since we were teenagers, since 1996. But we had a rocky friendship throughout the years. We had, like, let me put it to you this way. Ever since then, we had the good, the bad, the ugly happen between us. And we did have a falling out years ago. We became friends again. And this was a while I was living in New Jersey, by the way. So fast forward 2 years after that, still living in New Jersey, she and I were in contact, but when I moved back home to Pennsylvania 13 years ago, it's like she didn't want to have anything to do with me for whatever reason. I would reach out, either no response or single word answers, and I'm like, okay, what the hell? But she's throwing me along for years. I mean, it wasn't always like that ever since I moved back, but it was like that for most of the time. And just recently, within the past several months, I removed her from my contacts for my phone. I took her off Instagram, and last December I took her off Facebook. And I just don't talk to her anymore. And it hurts not having closure when it comes to failed friendships. It hurts not knowing the answer why. But I can't say that I'm surprised when it comes to the situation, because that's just the way this person is. I'm not going to mention her name. I'm not here to throw anybody under a bus. I'm not here for any of that. But I've been struggling a lot lately. And I don't know, maybe she thinks that I would, stick around and she'll come back, but no, I'm not doing that. I'm not sticking around when it comes to people who just abandon me and just treat me like a stranger. Because she has a certain pattern of behaviors that don't sit very well with me. A lot of it, let's just say there's a lot of toxicity that's been going on. And I had to remove myself from that situation. And I'm not going to wait around for somebody to come back. I don't want to be strung along. I don't want to be kept around as a person, as just a case person. And it hurts. I don't want to be put in that situation. The problem with me is that I'm too nice, and people tend to walk all over me because I'm too nice. That's my problem. That's my biggest downfall. And I am working on that. I'm working on building a backbone. One of my coworkers, she used to tell me that you gotta grow a backbone and, don't take things personally. And I understand where she's coming from. To a degree, I believe she is right, but you also have to understand that I do have ADHD, and people with ADHD do they do have that tendency and characteristic to take things very much to heart, and they internalize a lot. And that's me to a T. Like, I have ADHD, and I'm not using ADHD as an excuse. I'm saying that to explain why I am the way I am. People with ADHD, they're just more naturally sensitive to rejection and hurts. And it's not that I'm dwelling on it. I'm not dwelling on the past. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to hold grudges. But it hurts me not knowing any answers. It hurts me as to why this person neglected the friendship with me. The loneliness that I've been feeling hurts a lot. Do I wish for her to be back in my life now? No, because I know that's not going to change, and I'd be wasting my time. So why should I bother? And I don't want to head down that road time and time again. And when I took her off Facebook, I didn't say anything to her. Just randomly took her off. And I figured, well, why should I say anything to her when she didn't explain to me why she abandoned the friendship? I really don't have to explain anything to her. And I hate saying that. But I also know that had I explained that to her, she would have turned around and twisted it and put the blame back on me. I know that for a fact because she's done that multiple times. Not only to me, but to other people as well. And it's just that I wish none of this would have happened. Looking back at my life, I wish I would have chosen my friends a lot more carefully than I did before. There are a lot of people in my life that I did unfortunately have to walk away from because of the toxicity and drama and all this other stuff. And I don't know, maybe this is all part of God's pruning in my life too. Maybe he doesn't want me to be friends with this person anymore. And I could understand why. And well, when it comes to the whole pruning and God pruning me and you and everybody else, he's gonna have you let go of what doesn't belong in your life, what will impede on your progress and your walk with the Lord. And now that I think of it, I think that's always part of what was going on. And he doesn't want me to be clingy when it comes to things either. And I have been feeling lonely lately. Even though I know God's in my life, I have a relationship with him. I love him very much. But I do feel lonely at times. I mean, I'm glad I'm not completely all alone. I'm glad I have my family, my blood relatives. I'm glad that I have Bible study for 6 months of the year every Thursday. That helps me a lot. I'm glad I have a job. I'm glad I have all my basic needs met. But yeah, it's hurtful. Like looking back, it's hurtful when you have people hurting for no reason at all, and there is no reason for that. There's none whatsoever, and unfortunately, this is the kind of world we live in. And I'm not saying that we didn't have problems before in the world, but I think personally, I think that it's a lot worse than it ever used to be. But yeah, I've been writing about the broken friendship a lot in this journal. I know I kind of rabbit trailed a little bit, but no, that's okay. I've been really getting my thoughts, feelings, and emotions out about the situation in here. Although some of it is repetitive, but that's okay. I don't care about that. As long as I get my feelings down on paper, that's all I care about. And the only thing I can do is just pray about the situation, pray for her, and God will help me pick up the broken pieces. and he'll lead me to where he wants me to be. And I have faith in that. I hope you're all doing well, and I don't know when I'm gonna next upload. I'm hoping sometime soon. Okay, bye.